Okay, here we are. I think the fuck this is working. Okay. So I saw this yesterday. The I saw a news video, which I'm going to show you in a second. They finally got down there at 10 o'clock for the evening news, and they're standing there in the dark with some really weird looking chick that speaks really strange. But um, it should be noted that their main office is, I don't know, a mile down the road. Um, so I kept getting hung up on the expressway yesterday to the point where, I have a couple beers, and you guys know that I talk about that on the site every now and then. But I will tell you that I don't ever even drink until maybe 9, 10, midnight. I had to have an afternoon beer. It took me an hour to drink it, but I had been, ugh, things are a mess right now, in this state, in this city. Um, which is gonna lead me to another topic. But getting back to this, when Trump had mentioned this shit about crime and stuff, um, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, in 2020, the city and the state were still somewhat okay from the 12 years or whatever that Walker was governor. But in driving through it in the last couple months, which I was up in a trial hearing, um, for the person that ran me over and left me to die. Um, and just every area is just a shambles. The roads have not been taken care of at all. I thought Biden passed this infrastructure bill. I see, like, you'll see orange cones and shit like that all over the place, but then you won't see anyone doing anything. And then once in a while, there'll be like a 10-mile stretch to signify, okay, this is the stretch of highway we're working on. And then you'll see like 5 people staring into a hole with maybe one or two of them working every now and then. The maintenance is just a joke. The potholes, the driving. I'm in a big Chevrolet Silverado truck, which belonged to my dad, and it didn't really have that many miles on it when I took it. And I swear, the roads are in bad condition. Everything's in bad condition, but the crime, again, unfortunately, now Trump has to bullshit his way, through saying Milwaukee's a great city. It isn't, though. The mayor, for as a reward for making sure that the theft went properly in 2020, he was, I don't know, is he like, made into a ambassador to like Luxembourg or some shit? The dude's Irish, I think. He just pisses me off as a person. He used to be my congressman, um, back in the 90s. And I actually used to, and then he was redistricted out, and then he was somehow made into the mayor of Milwaukee. Tried running against Scott Walker, and he was like, it was almost like watching Biden right now. He was just bad. But that's the kind of people that the Dems like, old white guys that don't know what the fuck they're doing, that have been in government their entire life. Um, and his family, and different parts of his family, I don't know if it's his direct parents, or were pretty big in the legal system here, because my grandmother, used to work for the Department of Justice, and knew these people. I just think he's a loser, but I mean, actually was, but at least he kept shit somewhat under control. But it's just gone right now. And so they did a placement when he was made ambassador. They did a placement of a black dude that, when bad shit happens, it's that society needs to do a better job and not, like we have to come together, sing kumbaya, and all this will go away, essentially. Or let's do a task force. Instead of saying we need police on the roads to pull over and ticket reckless drivers. It's just that simple. And I think anyone who lives here knows what I mean. I mean, pedestrian hit and runs are all the time. You can just pick a popular hangout and type in on a search shooting at, and you just come up with a list of shit. So here's this Buick SUV, which was like trying to make me move. Obviously I can't move. And I just sat there and I kind of panicked. So instead he just started driving around cars on this hill. And I thought, how in the hell? Because it's pretty steep, This is Interstate 43 northbound. Right out, like just 30 seconds outside of downtown. And or where you can have access to the Fiserv Center. If you know the back roads, you can get down there in like a minute, but unless you're stuck behind someone. But now I have it on slow. So somehow he makes it. There's a construction zone in the middle that's barricaded off with cement, and here's where all the melee is happening. In between here, and I couldn't figure it out. I thought, okay, it's a construction zone. There aren't any people doing any work though, but they're all getting, they're like no-show jobs, like Biden mafia jobs. So as we go further into this video, which is what I wanted to show you guys. Oh yeah, my hands look, I'm gripping the wheel, I'm white knuckling it. Oh, I was just in such a bad mood. And the traffic was moving at almost like 90 miles an hour, which I hate. I hate it when people are, which forces me to drive faster, because when every single car is driving that fast, and I'm not even exaggerating. And that was behind me that I'm talking about, where it was, the traffic was moving. It's a little slower here because the road in general is in such bad shape. But as we keep going, let's forward it. Okay, here we go. So I saw this chick getting cuffed, or a guy, I don't know, someone with braids getting cuffed. And then, but then of course, see, it's right here. Oh, something's happening. Well, there was a shooting anyway. Of course, the police officer has been either laid off or suspended. He's probably going to get fired. I don't know. Let's see if we can. Of all times for this fucker with towing a boat to decide to make a lane change. I mean, he could have kept. It's just stupid RAV4 let him. I'm a bad driver. I'm very I yell a lot when I'm driving because these people just drive stupidly. But minivan. Ugh. I'd never own a minivan, but never say never. Who knows? Huh. I didn't think I'd be in a truck either. Well, Truck, yeah. SUV truck. So now I'm just, and this Tesla kept pulling in front of me, which was irritating me to no end. And then cutting me off the whole way. For like half the journey I was making. Just, they just look at the blonde and they just think, oh no, we'll just cut this person off. What the fuck? I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. When we go here, I was just trying to show you a little more of it because I was hanging my phone out trying to get something. Oh, I guess there's a trailer there. Maybe somebody was doing something. Who knows? Um, oh, okay. I think it was just that little short. Oh, right here. Something. I could see someone getting cuffed, and I was trying to get it, and I couldn't because, well, I saw it, but it was being cut off by this shit. Anyway, they were running through these trees and stuff. This is pretty common. Yeah. Oh, someone's down on the ground doing something. Okay, and then I dropped the phone or something. Okay, so then we're gonna go to TMJ4. We'll go to another video that I have. Oh no, it's Fox 6. It's Fox 6. Okay, so if we go over here and go here and just pull this one up. Okay. And this one I'm irritated. Well, I was, yeah.
Well, I tell you, this whole place, if you look at like there and stuff, this whole place is just,
And that's like 30 seconds away from downtown.
nothing but
Well,
just
maybe.
a complete shithole right now.
Oh, it is.
Just a complete and utter shithole.
And believe me, they're not doing anything to make it better before the Republican convention because now they have an excuse because Trump said that and Trump is Orange Man Dad. Go.
What are these cops doing?
They're running. Oh, did you see that? Let's bring it back. Let's turn the audio off. Yeah, they were on foot running. I think this is like 7th Street. And they were on foot. Let's see if I can get this. Okay. You see them? Somebody was shot someone. I don't know. I didn't hear that though. They're running through here across the expressway and they were coming from both sides. Like it's like maybe 8th Street, 9th Street over here and then this is like 7th, I think. And they were like running through the woods or through the field or the embankment. You see this right here? All right. Well, so anyway, I saw this happening and I was irritable because I was paying these dudes $200 an hour and they were very huffy with me and were in a hurry. And, I needed them to, they do like, they'll come over and like lift a sofa. You have to pay, I think it's 188, $200 an hour, something like that. And they ripped me off this time. I'm really kind of mad because usually I tip them, but I didn't this time. I mean, they were polite, but they rushed me so much that like I lost my locker key, for example, to open the locker. And it took me like 15 minutes, so that's a quarter hour. Um, because you could just tell they were impatient. They were angry um, that I think I was 15 minutes behind schedule. They were supposed to be, we were supposed to meet between 1 and 3, and they called me up at 12:30. And so they charged me from 12:45, even though I didn't understand that. They started the clock. I got there at 1:15. So that's another half hour, plus me not being able to find the key. So that was $200. Um, just for that hour of bullshit. Partly because I was just exhausted from not being able to sleep. Whenever it gets hot out here, it's crazy. And I think that, well, hang on a minute. Let's keep going here. Let's put it back. Do we put it to normal? Hang on. Put it to normal.
You see them running out of the woods? What the fuck? Oh my God. They're running across the expressway. Oh my God. Oh my God. And I've hired someone, I'm paying them $200 an hour to move some shit for me, and they're way ahead of me, and I'm stuck behind in this shit. My God, there are cops coming all over the place. They're on the other side too. What in the hell is happening?
So this was just, and there's a police station really close, literally right blocks from this too. FYI, if that means anything. Unless they closed it. Wait a minute. Okay. No, I knew they were going to try to defund the police. That's a long story. They might have.
Oh my God. Well, anyway, this is like as good as you're going to get. Like oh wait, here. Like this is basically.
Oh yeah, I mean everything's just laying there, dead trees, trash.
Right, I'm just like a mile out of the downtown area. It's just everything's just fucking shit,
Oops. Okay, so we're finished with that, and so we're gonna go to the story now. Yeah, that was exciting. We'll go to the story. Okay. So we have Milwaukee I-43 pursuit, 2 teens shot by officer, freeway shut down. Well, they probably shut it down. I was there. Had I not stopped off to use the bathroom at the storage locker thing because their office was open, which I was only in there for a minute or two, who knows? I might have been in the crossfire. This guy drives me crazy, this Ted Perry guy. Ugh. Okay. So let's watch this video, which, by the way, is just horrible. We'll watch it for 1 minute.
That's how witnesses described the shooting shortly after it happened this afternoon.
Our Sam Kramer joins us live now along I-43 with reaction to what happened today.
Go.
Following this breaking news from the city's north side all day long.
All day long, and you're just reporting on it now?
Milwaukee Police Chief Jeffrey Norman giving an update on the freeway shooting from earlier today. We have team coverage of this breaking news tonight. Sam Kramer has more.
Can they do better than this woman? Listen to her voice. I mean, do people try to be unattractive on purpose right now?
There's more on how the shooting affected anyone who was on 43.
Let's begin, though, with Ashley Sears, who joins us to tell us what exactly happened this afternoon. Ashley?
Yeah, Ted, this all started as a carjacking investigation that...
No, is it just me or does she speak really weird? It was all, and she opens her mouth,
led to a police chase.
but no fear, she has teeth whitener.
Now, it all ended on Interstate 43 with 2 teens shot.
There are no winners in this particular situation.
So this is what the police force is doing. There are no winners in this particular situation.
None.
Harsh
None.
words from Milwaukee.
Harsh words. So there are no winners, none. Harsh words. This is a joke. I want you guys to think, and this is every time. Instead of saying we need to, I wouldn't have even made a statement and just maybe stated some of the facts that you could talk about at this point. But you know what? You're not a pastor.
From Milwaukee's police chief after
Whoa. Now, if I'm a criminal, I'm going to be scared shitless out of my boots.
a shooting unfolds on the interstate.
This is unacceptable.
Wait,
Parents, what is going on with your children?
This is the aftermath of a police chase that ended with officers firing
they must have closed it off right after I drove past here. Okay.
at a stolen vehicle. The situation
It's not really, I think they have most of it cleared out.
began downtown around noon. Investigators
Oh, yeah, okay.
say 6 teens in an SUV were involved with 2 separate carjacking incidents.
An SUV. That's important to know.
Milwaukee police tried stop.
They're just hanging out now. Kicking back, baseball cap on. He's just got his hand on. Yeah, at this point, yeah, let's just hang out for a bit.
The stolen vehicle when a chase began. It ended in a construction zone on the interstate. Officers tried ordering the teens out of the vehicle when investigators say they reversed, hitting a squad.
At this time, another officer discharged his firearm into the vehicle, subsequently striking 2 suspects.
A
Hey,
17-year-old male
is the Biden speech pattern caught on? Subsequent, I suppose. I suppose you could get away with that. Would it be subsequently? And why can't they show the whole thing that this cop says? Because there was a carjacking. Well, can we just hear the whole thing, or is that too hard for you to play?
male was shot in the vehicle when investigators say they reversed, hitting a squad.
At this time, another officer discharged his firearm into the vehicle, subsequently striking 2
Subsequent, the Joe Biden speech pattern has gone on. Caught on and is now trending.
suspects.
A 17-year-old male was shot and seriously injured. A pregnant 18-year-old woman suffered gunshot.
What is with the tats? Look at this. Look at her. Oh my God, this is a cop? Just look at the attractive woman. Try being in a hospital near death and having someone come at you with arms like that. That's what happened to me last summer. It was fun.
Gunshot wounds and faces life-threatening injuries. Her unborn baby died. 4 others inside the vehicle were taken to the hospital for minor injuries. The chief calling for change in the community.
Ooh, we need change in the community.
This should never happen. This is unacceptable, and everyone who hears this should be appalled and angered.
Like, I'm just pissed off because I had to pay, well, for starters, it doesn't even matter if you're renting or even you're paying sales tax, you're renting. Part of that goes to the city. Why aren't the tax dollars being spent to actually do police work? Because from what I see, I don't see anyone on patrol anymore. And I have a feeling that the force has been cut significantly. I used to see squads on 43 like every day, like all day. And they would give out tickets and they would pull over people who were driving recklessly. Now, a few years ago, the speed limit was 55. Now it's been raised to 70 on most of the stretch of 94. And I think if you keep going north here, it changes to 72. I don't know what it is down here. I don't even think there are signs posted. The thing is that people, instead of driving with, prudence, they just zoom around, and generally, like I said, the traffic is almost at 90. And from where I had driven really far out, maybe 15, 20 miles out, because I've had this locker out there. There are reasons why I have it in another county, but that's gotten out of control too. I did not see one squad car until this. I went through 2 counties. Well, went through Milwaukee County and Waukesha County. And normally I would see state troopers there. Not anymore, Someone tries to put up weird slogans on these signs above the expressway. Like stay cool, don't slow down, or slow down, or something. Like they think it's funny, but it's stupid. That's this governor we have in there right now. He doesn't give a flying fuck about anything. You don't even hear about anything he does. He doesn't do anything. I think he was installed by Biden, and he's there simply to produce results for elections so that we never, ever put a Republican in the governorship, or our electoral votes go toward Trump, because they did the 1 year everything was law and order, and there was oversight, and that pissed these Dems off so much they cheated like, oh fucking hell, crazy get out. Am I allowed to say that? All right.
The chief says a gun was found in that stolen SUV. At this point, officers say it's
she needs some work done on everything here.
Unclear whether...
What the hell would they send her out an assignment for? I mean, I can't. 2 minutes left.
That gun was fired at officers.
Okay, so do we have an update on this?
The 25-year-old officer who shot the teens has been placed on administrative duty, which is standard procedure following a shooting like this. Reporting live in Milwaukee, Ashley.
Did you really learn anything from that?
Sears, Fox 6 News.
Ashley, thank you for that. Panic and uncertainty. That's how witnesses described the shooting shortly after it happened this afternoon.
Our Sam.
You weren't even there. Shortly after, what, hours? Look at how fat he's gotten. He's a weirdo too. I saw him at a restaurant in northern Wisconsin with his family. And I recognized him, so I looked at him, and instead of him smiling or something, and believe me, I'm not a fan or anything. I just was going to say hi. I recognize you from the news or whatever. I mean, I used to live next to one of the guys that worked for this station. And he was like so ultra modest, because I watched some of his reports, and I said, God, you did a really good job. And he said, oh, no, not really. I don't think I do that good. He lived next to me for like 4 years. He was a great neighbor.
Our Sam Kramer joins us live now along I-43 with reaction to what happened today.
Yeah, hi there, Ted and Steph. This all unfolded on a stretch of I-43 that's actually
Yeah,
made
you already said that.
tighter because of that active construction zone. You can see the barrels and the barriers there. Tonight, the State Department of Transportation tells us, fortunately, no employees were hurt as part of this shooting, but those who live around here say they're shaken up.
It was completely scary.
Triasia Keys says she just gotten off a Milwaukee County bus on Dr. Martin Luther King Drive when something...
Ooh. What? Yeah, that's Fifth Street. Okay. But that's pretty far away from this.
didn't sound right along the freeway.
So she heard something. She wasn't there. She didn't witness anything. King Drive is down, like, further from this. Come on. So they...
Freeway.
I hear pow, 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 and then I hear like an automatic, and it was just like super loud. And I was so nervous, I ducked down, I got down my own self. And, you know, for my own safety.
That initial panic then gave way to questions.
I'm just like, what to do? Because if they're coming this way, how am I going to get to safety? Like, what, do I jump the gate? Like, what do I do?
After a little while, Key says she then turned her attention to the freeway, where police and paramedics were already responding.
Patient was initially alert and moving. Patient is now unresponsive.
She called the experience crazy while adding this call for something to change.
Milwaukee is a beautiful town. It's beautiful, but the violence is outrageous. And I do
come on, girl.
Believe that we need to come to a common ground where we figure out, you know, a way to stop this.
This is what this guy in the camo. Wait a minute. The guy in the camo is what I saw.
Call for something to change.
Milwaukee is a beautiful town. It's beautiful, but the violence is outrageous. And I do.
Did you hear that? Yeah, it is. And it's not getting better. And for people to rip on Trump Trump should have never said anything because he probably doesn't know shit about this place. You know, really. I can tell he goes down to Racine. And he says Milwaukee's beautiful. You're not in Milwaukee, you doofus. I tell you, these politicians, they're given a script, and the scripts always are okay.
I do believe that we need to come to a common ground where we figure out, you know,
This is who I saw getting cuffed.
A way to stop this.
He or she has braids hanging down.
And I-43 shut down almost right after that shooting happened. It closed for hours. There was a steady stream of people either just trying to head north, leave, get back from work, what have you, that had backed up MLK for hours. The freeway reopened around 9:15 tonight. We haven't seen any traffic issues since then. We're live tonight in Milwaukee. Sam Kramer, Fox 6 News.
What a mess. You feel for that woman who was just right there.
Okay, hon, there are a lot of people that were in their cars that were closer. And you know what I'm saying? Oh my God, I feel so bad for society. But that doesn't help the problem. This is my point. This is the reason for me doing this video. I wanted to show you something else. Okay, this is a good one. All right, I'm going to read this. Okay, so this was built, this Casablanca place was built, let's see, it's 2024, maybe 2010, 11, 12, and Brady Street used to be a place where it was an Italian neighborhood. I shouldn't say mafioso kind of neighborhood, but yeah, in its day, and also like the there was one of the best restaurants, like maybe even in the Midwest, at the end of the street. Um, and then it was hippie stuff. It was like you could go and see a really great jazz band at several different locations. There's a place called the Up and Under Pub. Um, they're just like bars where you go where it's just like old fashioned bars, like where it's just hanging out to drink and listen to music, and cash only, you know. Um, and I used to hang out there um, at one or two spots, and it was nice in the afternoon. Well, I live within walking distance. I just walk over there. Like on a Sunday afternoon, it's great just to maybe have a drink or a bloody or something and sit on the sidewalk, and it was just kind of nice. But I'd say by the time 2000, end of 2014, maybe beginning of 2015, it was like revamped to suit the millennials. So we're going back maybe 10 years. And it just turned into like, instead of the best restaurant that I'm telling you about, there used to be a comedy club down there. Used to be like open mic night. Lots of fun. But kick back, like way kick back, like hippie type kick back. Like if you went in the back of some of these places, you'd have some of the best weed you'd ever want to smoke. Music, always important. People, cool people, like people that you could just be yourself around, and all different age groups. And then like these apartments got built with government subsidies, and it turned into more of well, mainly millennials getting as drunk as they possibly fucking can, and then you have the hood deciding to come down there and take over part of it, and with that, with the millennials and just with a lot of people in it to get drunk and shit like that, and everybody carries a weapon. Even though most of these places have specific rules, or they have the sign outside their door, no firearm, but everybody does, because you'd sit at a bar and there'd be some drunk guy saying, "I've got a pistol on me right now," because we were all talking about concealed carry at the time. It was a big deal, and it came through and was passed in the state legislation, I think back in 2011, maybe. I didn't get my weapon, maybe 2012, but I didn't get my weapon until 2014. I just didn't know what to buy, and then at the time, because of Obama, I was pinching my pennies. But I ended up getting a really nice Ruger for my personal protection. And it was expensive. I went through a lot of shit to get it. People think it's just easy to buy a gun, and I'm a blonde woman. And did they reject my application because I moved? I had to show proof of where I lived, because it was different from my driver's license. Something like that. So it took an extra day. I put a deposit on the gun, and they sold it. So I talked to the manager, and this was after I had my background check and then the recheck. And the manager actually drove to a store down in Racine, which again is like 30 miles, got the same model and brought it up because the salesperson, maybe a commission salesperson, sold it. But anyway, it doesn't matter if you're licensed or not. I mean, people are just going to have firearms on them. Or they'll just use another way to kill someone, like the guy that just recently dismembered a body and left the body parts laying all over the place. And the Milwaukee police force answer to that was to go to the state capitol and have a safety task force for Black women and girls. Now, how the hell are you going to enforce that? Again, it comes down to just the police being there. And if there's this, a lot of people are out of control driving. They're driving under the influence. You want patrols, number one, and you want, police patrolling the area. And then actually pull people over. Don't be afraid to do that. And if somebody says you're racial profiling, well, it has nothing to do with your race. If you're driving like shit, you need to be pulled over. If half your car is falling out and you don't have plates on it, you need to be pulled over. Falling apart, I mean. If people drive around, half their exhaust is hanging out, they don't have plates on, one headlight's out, all headlights are out. They forgot to turn their lights on or they turn them off and they drive through neighborhoods. I see this all the time. And what's really scary is walking through a place on crutches. If the speed limit on my street is 25 miles an hour, people are going like 40 or even faster. And I mean, 40 is like the average speed. And there's a huge bar scene just south of me. But Brady Street kind of took that over for the millennials. And so this place by the name of Casablanca is built and opened up. And I believe that they ripped down some houses or something like that and made this new construction. If I can just remember back to when it was first open. And there isn't anywhere to park there, so there is parking around this little park that I used to jog around, and it's angle parking. It's one way. That's not another thing. I would just drive the wrong way on one way every now and then too. No one gives a shit. I know. Don't I sound horrible? And the crowd kind of changed. You could always smell people wasted, weed. And they'd park their car right near my apartment, and then they'd walk to this bar, right? This Casablanca place. And, there is nothing but trouble at this joint. So what it did was it just the whole demographic changed, and then the type of person that's coming there isn't like just kicking back to listen to some music. Maybe you can walk around and get high anywhere. They're coming there to get drunk out of their minds and potentially cause a problem, because it might be one group who sees one of their enemies and wants to kick their ass, Okay, so let's read this. Man shot to death outside Casablanca on Brady and one arrested. This is a popular joint now, but okay. A man died after being shot outside the restaurant Casablanca at Brady and Holton. early Monday morning, and police say a suspect is in custody. So Holton basically turns into Van Buren, and then that goes right down to where the Deer District is. So, okay. MLK, that would have been 3rd Street. So the expressway is pretty far from Crepes, from the expressway. Yeah, they were probably walking up and down trying to find the right person to interview for that. So here we go. Milwaukee police identified, I just got off topic, I apologize, I meandered there. Milwaukee police identified the victim as 31-year-old Milwaukee man and the suspect, 34-year-old man. Milwaukee Police Department says a dispute escalated into the shooting around 2:15 a.m. Okay, the bar closes at 2, though. A report by the Milwaukee County Medical Examiner's Office identified the victim as Harry Dixon. Criminal charges will be referred to the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office. Dixon's family said he did not know the shooter, and it was unclear exactly what sparked the dispute. Well, how did they know if wait a minute, okay. His nephew, Saddon Smith, said he recently started an effort to help people who were formerly incarcerated to get suits to wear in job interviews. Well, are you going to an office job in a suit like that? That's nice. So, he always spoke positive. Okay. Let's see. Brady's a popular place to eat and drink, especially when the weather is nice. I drove through late Saturday afternoon and lots of people were out enjoying the day. Awful to see it unfolding. Come on, guys. Oh, isn't it awful? Isn't this Casablanca right here? Well, that's not what I wanted. Here. Well, here, I'll show you something. Okay. Don't ask. I'm just trying to think of the right search words. Shooting at Casablanca, Milwaukee. The security guard shot him. This is mostly from 2022. Huh. Curfew imposed. God, so it goes back to 2022, 2020. 6 people dead. No, this is different. Oh, see what I'm saying? This goes back Tom Barrett. This is the old mayor, Insane Midtown. Um, oh, here's the little blurb. Milwaukee's Midtown neighborhood was a shooting gallery on Sunday evening, May 2, 2021. This is post Biden, except for the 2021 Sunday evening. Wait a minute. Yeah, May 2, 2021. And the shocking videos make it sound like Baghdad or some other wars. Ah, oh. Let me see. God, my hands have been awful. I've been off all day. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, I'm just not clicking the right way today. I should be though. Um, hmm. Milwaukee drug den security guard murdered 6 people in the stash house that he was supposed to protect. Oh my God. Okay. Guard charged in Milwaukee gas station shooting. What they do is they take people that have been released from jail and they put them in these security guard positions. Brady and Holton again. Okay. Well, let's see. What were we just looking at before? Oh yeah, that wasn't very good. Let's see if we can read this. Well, it's the same one, right? Fucking ridiculous. Oh, this is something. I can't even find the article I was looking at. Okay. Oh, no. Let's do this. I hope I've got that. Okay. I don't know. Brady Street shooting, one arrested. Drug deal, security guard. It's the same shit again. No. Okay, well, we'll get it eventually. Hang on a minute. Okay. So, continue to cite. Let's just go in there anyway. You're kidding. Okay. So, Milwaukee police released body cam footage of an incident. Let's get rid of that. That resulted in an officer shooting. This is another one. Oh my God, I can't even get it. Wow. So what I was reading, just to kind of let you know, is that there was a huge fight in this restaurant. And a security guard shot someone, and then 2 people were beating up a pregnant woman who was working there as a bartender. And the whole situation was being reviewed by, the district. There's a entertainment, these people have to renew their liquor license. So who's working on that? You know, I know who it is, actually. He's a big socialist. I don't know, unless somebody else is there. This is crazy. What day is this? 2022 again. See, as soon as we got a new mayor put in here, it's just really bad. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I can't believe this. Okay. Let's try this. Now watch this. This is, oh my gosh. I don't know what's wrong with me. This is all day I've been doing typos. Okay. Crazy. Okay, let's see if we can read this. Unless it's a different thing. Okay. Police are okay. Okay. Milwaukee police are investigating a Brady Street shooting that happened on Thursday morning, April 4th. The owner of Casablanca said a security guard fired the shots. He said in the past few years they've experienced an uptick in incidents and are already working to put more safety measures in place. Fucking. Okay, well, yeah, this is great. Owner Al Musa said of his staff, the shooting happened around 1:30 a.m. Musa said someone inside the bar was upset that their friend was not allowed inside after last call. He said a fight started when two women punched a pregnant bartender who tried to break it up. Those two girls then grabbed her and started punching her. A gentleman suspect who then goes to the security, pushes him into the bathroom, and they start fighting in the bathroom. That is when Musa said the security guard fired. Police say a 38-year-old was taken to a hospital and is expected to survive. Okay. The security guard does what he is supposed to do, protect himself, self-defense, protecting the establishment, protect the employees. Oh my God. But what if you're in the crossfire of that, right? Excuse me, water break there. Musa said the security guard was among 3 people arrested. They do have security cameras inside. Musa said they plan to update the ID scanners with new ones that would flag a person who has caused trouble or been blamed. People keep going back there. The Brady Street Business Improvement District. It used to be just fine. Why do they have to have an improvement district? Said in the past 3 years there have been 3 shootings. So there's a shooting every year. I think it's more than that. I do not think that there's obviously some. I do think there's obviously some issues that is this happening over and over again. Sanders said safety along Brady Street is a priority. God, I never was worried when I was walking, but now I am. Well, I'm not going to a millennial hangout anyway. With that, on Friday, Milwaukee police will get access to hiccuping now. Brady Street's cameras for the first time, allowing them to monitor them live. Oh, okay. Huh. Wouldn't you think that if the city has cameras put up there, they'd be able to monitor them? I guess I don't understand. You can thank Obama for that, too. You know, you're always on tape. If they see anything happening, they can get here quicker. I'm hoping that'll be a big change. Well, when someone pulls out a gun and shoots someone, and it takes even 3 minutes to get there, you know, And then related, Milwaukee shootings Thursday, 2 wounded, 1 in custody. Okay. Uh, your safety is of their importance. Let's see what else. We go here. It's just okay. Let me show you something else. Let's just one more. Okay, now watch this. Let's do this. So Water Street. Owner wants change. Mass shooting in downtown after Bucks game. Water Street shooting, barrage of gunfire. Milwaukee Water Street shooting, 17 injured, 10 arrested. Milwaukee police release a surveillance video of shooting near the Deer District. Now this is right where the convention's happening. Here's what we need to know. Thank you, Yahoo. You're telling me what I need to know. And you're also forming an opinion for me, and that's okay. 3 more suspects charged in Water Street mass shooting. Okay. 17 people shot, 10 in custody. Wow. Yeah, so this was in 2022 after this new mayor got in there. Tom Barrett delivered for the state, made sure that, as did Tony Evers, they made sure that there were more people who voted than actually who lived in the districts. And that's okay, though, because that happens. Here's a letter that was in my mailbox. The person that lived here at one point in time, 2022. Wisconsin offers convenient ways to vote in 2022. I've saved all these letters. Oh, and I'm Lily, according to this. And I keep getting her mail, I've enclosed an absentee ballot request form already filled out with your name and address. So I got 4, in addition to my own, different confirmation voting cards of me being registered. I just, if that makes sense, mailed to me right after or before I got this letter. Oh no, voter certification cards, all to this apartment number and address. I was just so peeved. My dad had only been dead a few months, and I was just so peeved. I was like, I threw him out. I can't believe I didn't save him. But I was in an absolute terrible frame of mind. So there was a reason for that too. Third major shooting in Milwaukee was Brady Street. Okay. Well, Water Street shootings, shocked and terrifying. Milwaukee shootings after Bucks game. Shots fired on Water Street. Yeah, I know a lot of these are the same thing. The shootings come about 3 days after Diamond Arbery, 24, was shot and killed less than a mile south. You just name a hangout and it's just all over. you know, Courier Journal. Oh, that was after the NBA championship victory. Okay. Oh, this is 2021 now. Well, yeah, that was after Barrett left. Then they started assigning people and putting people in place that they wanted, and that's just what's done here now. Wow. More than a dozen shots were fired at the intersection of Water and Juneau. 3 people suffered injuries that were not life-threatening in 2 simultaneous shootings at 12:42 a.m. Oh my God. A block away on the 200 block, along the 200 block of East Juneau, a 19-year-old Wauwatosa woman was injured. 18-year-old Milwaukee man was arrested. About a block away, 200 block of East Knapp Street, 22-year-old Illinois man and a 32-year-old Milwaukee man were injured. Police said a 25-year-old Milwaukee man was taken into custody. Seconds before the shooting, a large group of individuals could be seen running through a parking lot at East Juneau Avenue and Water Street. Additional suspects are being sought in both incidents, and police did not release any details on the circumstances leading up to each incident. Police estimated more than 100,000 people were in attendance in or around the Deer District on Tuesday, and reported the crowd was overwhelmingly positive and appropriate for such an event, but noted 2 other incidents led to arrests. That's right, when I was saying when I went to Prince William at the time, he's still okay. The Prince of Wales now, but when I went to Will and Kate's wedding and I walked through London, I was just like, shit, you wouldn't even believe what it's like. I said, there is no way that people would have been so well behaved in like my city. I was like, what the fuck? This is so like orderly, and everyone was so nice. And I was taking subways and did a lot of walking. Walked right up to Buckingham Palace after the ceremony, obviously. After they had, I missed that part. I couldn't get down there quick enough. They had blocked it off. There were too many people there. During the game and after the gates to the Deer District were closed, around 8:30 p.m. on the 400 block of West Highland Avenue, an individual pushed a metal gate, creating a breach in a barrier, knocking a 33-year-old officer to the ground. Police said several fans then ran into the grounds of the stadium in Deer District and trampled the officer in the process. Doesn't that make you feel better? Okay. A 41-year-old Green Bay man was arrested. The officer suffered injuries that were not life-threatening. Half hour later, on the same block, officers observed a man consuming alcohol and concealing a firearm. Police said the suspect, a 21-year-old South Milwaukee man, at one point tried to grab the firearm, but he was taken into custody by officers. Citing security concerns, the police department on Wednesday declined to discuss its operational plans for Tuesday's game, including the number of officers deployed downtown and how many came from outside agencies. However, Governor Tony Evers did mobilize 150 Wisconsin National Guard troops at the request of local officials to help with traffic control. Beth Wyrick, the CEO of the Milwaukee Downtown Business Improvement District, lauded city and public safety officials for their work. I think the management of the enormous crowd, I think the Milwaukee has proven we can host these kinds of events and this size of events with grace and sophistication. Grace and sophistication. I don't think so. Latest in string of violence near water in downtown. Shootings came about 3 days after Diamond Arbery. 24 was shot and killed less than a mile south of Wednesday morning's shootings in Milwaukee downtown. Police said a large fight from inside a club spilled outside into the 200 block of East Michigan, where the fatal shooting occurred. There we go. It's the latest in what has turned into a string of violent incidents in the Water Street and downtown area. Well, I'll tell you, the demographic has changed. There have been many government subsidized buildings built, and not just like one or two or three, I'm like 25 or 30. And it just kind of ruined everything for people like me. So what they do is they'll they're shitty and ugly looking buildings, and they'll take like the apartments that are either on the bottom floor or like they have like a view of the parking lot or something, and if you fill out a form and then get in their waiting list or whatever and meet the qualifications, I'm not sure how it works, then it's 1/3 of your income. And everyone else is paying like 15 to 18 to 2, for a 1 bedroom a month. And I would assume it'd be like 2,000 or more for a bigger place. But what that does is, and people don't even know it, they'll move into these places and they're higher rent just because the building is new, which doesn't mean it's better. Their higher rent subsidizes, and the government subsidizes these buildings and these builders. And then people start coming into the neighborhood that have history, that have a history of a criminal history. And okay, so the person that's filling out the lease and shit, maybe they'll do a background check on that person, but then their nephew comes to live with them, or their daughter has a problem and comes to live with them. I'm staying with my auntie right now, But anyway, so I know this too because I moved to this area. I had a really cool place. It was big. It was a bit hard to clean because it had, it was a loft. It had really tall ceilings, and it was hard for me to maybe do the fans and stuff. It had, a loft area and then 2 bedroom. It was two full bath. And it was big, and it was like $1,000, $1,100 a month, which is unheard of. And that included, I had a fireplace and shit in it, and a little balcony, and that included, hot water, garbage, and underground parking. And there were only 14 units, so it was really pretty cool. But as soon as that stupid ass Obama and his Recovery and Reinvestment Act filled up some of these buildings that they started, as soon as that happened, let me tell you, I had several crime incidents happen to me, and actually people couldn't believe this shit kept happening to me. They're like, oh, come on, you can't really. And then someone else would break in, or something else would happen. My car, I had a property stolen, quite a bit of property stolen. I was face to face with one of my intruders, which scared the shit out of me. And somehow I remembered to barricade myself from my concealed carry training. We had a little garbage room in the garage area. It was a separate room, and I was going there and opened one of the doors. There were a lot of locked security doors, so I opened one of them, and I see this shadow, and I said, "What the hell's going on?" And this guy came up to me, and he was like right in my face, and he was yelling at me and shit. And I just turned around and barricaded myself, and real fast, I ran up the stairs, and I just went up to an area, and I just got in there, and I locked myself in there. Went up to my apartment, went out on the balcony, and the guy's riding off on my bike, and they just ripped the whole place off, not just me. I called the police. I called the apartment manager the next day. He said, "They've been trying to get in for 2 weeks." I'm like, "Why didn't you warn the tenants here?" And he sends me an email saying I shouldn't have been down in my basement putting my garbage in there. Well, it's an enclosed, locked building. And it had security cameras, but he had the cameras turned off, but that didn't matter because the intruders took the cameras and pointed them and turned them around and pointed them in another direction. And I said, "Well, do you have any of security footage?" And they were hanging around the building all night waiting for the right time. And there was a locked gate around the building. So they climbed the gate, and then one of them must have fallen and hurt himself because I saw him in the courtyard, and he was limping. And we had just had some new people move in, and I don't think that they were being observant of the fact that one of them works second shift at, I think, a hospital or something. And whenever he came in and opened up with the power garage door opener to pull his car in, somebody would sneak in, or they'd pick the locks, or they tried to, there was a trend where they were fucking around with the garage door openers for a while. I don't know. It's really crazy. And if you go into the blotter here, I don't know. I don't think this is going to bode well for the RNC. I think there are going to be a lot of demonstrations, and you're going to hear people say, "The president said we had a bad city." Well, they're not doing anything to make it, like, improve it. And the infrastructure is just absolutely falling apart. I drove under a bridge on Capitol Drive the other day, and it was being propped up by like a steel grid. And I looked at, and I drove underneath, and I went, "What the fuck is this?" Just wait till bridges start falling. Well, we already saw what happened in the Key Bridge, but no one talks about what happened there anyway. What was the cause of that crash of that boat opening or crashing into the bridge in Baltimore? That's still nothing to see here. We love our Joe Biden. Boeing planes, another thing. These things are just starting on fire in the air. One just recently did a New Zealand flight. I wouldn't fly right now. And they do have an FAA person in charge of flight safety, I guess. Who is this person, and why aren't they doing their job? So we have 911, shots fired, robbery, alarm, fight, assault, domestic violence related, reckless vehicle. (911) investigation, property damage, battery, fight, assault, threat, suicide attempt, trouble, checking location, subject with weapon. Um, oh, it's pretty quiet tonight. Oh, it cooled down a little bit. Traffic stop. It's not bad. Fireworks, crime scene, traffic stop, property damage, welfare, 911 battery, fight, assault, welfare, motor vehicle accident. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Oh, wow, it's a quiet night. Well, you have the shot spotter. Oh, I don't know why that did that. Okay. So that's a technology that signals if somebody shot a gun in a certain area. So you have a couple of shots. Now this is in 1 hour. So it'd be 10, 17, 9. Okay, so 9:19 p.m. and 10:17. So, I mean, Trump was right about this shit. So be careful if you're coming here.